Alright, hopefully today we will actually end up fighting Silva. I didn't realize it was going to be as much of a maze as it was last time, but now I've got all the way to the elevator unlocked, in which case we'll go through a few vestiges and then presumably fight Silva on the way down to from the elevator. I don't imagine there would be much more. I would think it would just be like a lead into the who is presumably the final boss, unless they somehow throw another boss in here. But yeah, so that's what we're up to. Currently at the hot springs, and surprisingly, everybody actually showed up today. Well, everybody except for Jack and Eva. And I don't know if they actually come in the hot springs ever, because I have yet to actually see them enter it. But yeah, that's everybody. That's light up my background as per usual. Of course, that's shit behind me, so now you can't really see it. She saw the camera and she's like, nope. So we're just gonna speed run back to the elevator. We're gonna watch the last of the vestiges because they involve Io. So it'll be interesting to see what more we actually figure out about her, because she was originally the first person that we had met at the very beginning of the game, before anybody else. Apparently my blinds are not up high enough, because that light is casting shadows. That's slightly better. At least it's not as bad. This is the only spot in the room with light. I only got the one window in here, outside of my ring light, which is already on, so a little curse to begin with, but that's... I could put it down, but then it's gonna be darker. Anyways. Yeah, so we're back here. I know the actual path to get back now. We didn't really farm up or anything. Got a little more skills done, but as for like actual levels on the characters and whatnot, we haven't done any of that, so... Make sure I'm going the right way.
Keep yourself safe out there.
Or just run past everybody, because if we do end up getting into a boss fight, it'd be nice to have everything available to us. Probably should be a better class as well, if that's going to be the case. But I've got just a few more skills to finish on this one.
Plenty of shadows here. Watch for ambushes.
Alright, we might have to fight these ones though, just because there's dogs here that might hit me before this happens. There we go. And we're in, which should reset the aggro on these guys. And we'll go ahead and see what the rest of Io's got going on.
I cannot let myself fall here, in this place. I must find my successor. I must defend my successor. I have to go on.
Presumably, these are going to be the attendants of the relics that we've seen so far that don't really actually interact with us at all. We have like 2 of them where they don't say nothing to us, but this last one is willing to talk to us, which I'm not 100% sure why. I imagine that she would be Silva's successor in that regard, because she's still, like, sane and not frenzied.
I suppose many attendants must have met the same fate, struggling to be with their successors, but turned to ash without ever meeting them. And it could have been the same for me. If I had made one mistake, I would have been doomed as well. The attendants, they could only live in accordance with their mission. It's possible they might have been able to survive if they had only chosen another way.
They are pretty duty-bound, unlike Io over here, but maybe that's because of the amnesiac, although I guess she still is doing the same in the fact that she's being my attendant.
I've been waiting. Please, spin a thread of memory for me.
We're starting to get some really good skills off of Ios now, especially this one right here. There's you and your partner of all debuffs, and then you can apply it again, so you can not even be afflicted. So you put on one use of it for protection, and then you could use another one immediately after to cleanse a second status effect if need be. Which is pretty good considering some of these bosses have some very annoying status effects, like Juzumito had Inhibit, which didn't allow me to use any of my skills, which was really
Forgive
annoying.
me, my successor. I promised that I would defend you. As your attendant, it was my duty. But I could not prevent your frenzy. In the end, I failed you. I could do nothing more than watch as your death finally came for you. Why was I even here? What purpose did I serve?
Well, alright then. So far, it seems like they're just in here more so to reinforce the fact that the attendants are specifically and basically only live to exist to protect said successors and whatnot. And then once they're gone, whether like how that one had turned to ash, or if they get killed off or anything like that, they don't know what to do with themselves at that point because their only thing in life was to protect said successor.
This attendant lost their successor to frenzy, and then succumbed to it themselves.
That actually might make sense because we had a boss fight with an attendant of the relics, in which case maybe that's the one she's referring to.
Then does our presence serve any purpose? As attendants, what good do we do?
A lot of self-realization going on right now. We got one more to go through, at least that we have access to right now. Temporarily causes damage to be greatly reduced at the cost of Ichor. That's pretty good, especially since the EOS class is supposed to have a lot of Ichor. You have a lot of HP, you have a lot of Ichor, and then I don't think your stats are necessarily the greatest, but being able to just be a tank sometimes can be worthwhile. Like, you could be the tank and then the partner could do the damage. There's definitely things you can do with the EOS class, but it's definitely more defensively based. Now, what do we got going on?
I am able to ease your suffering, even if it is only by the smallest amount. Then I would gladly sacrifice myself to do so. After all, that is the duty with which I have been entrusted. It is my reason to be. For now and always.
Well, alright then. I'm kind of surprised these ones actually didn't go more in depth to the attendance, but I guess there's really not much depth to them. Outside of like IO here and the fact that they're just specifically made only to protect successors, and then as soon as the successor's done and over with, they have absolutely no idea what they could possibly do by themselves.
Is it really meant to be this way? Do all attendants have to sacrifice their lives for the sake of their successors?
That seems to be the case.
Does not seem right.
Yeah.
But could it be that I'm mistaken?
Well, now we have access to better skills, which is perfect. If I need to optimize, I will, in which case we'll switch classes and whatnot.
Looks like it's still operational.
We're almost done with Darkseeker, though, in which case we'll move on to Artemis, I believe. Yeah, because I still got one more skill there, and potentially the bayonet and stuff, and I'm already using said bayonet, so I'll be able to use the Burning Disaster, which is one of the boss bayonets, in which case, with that and bayonet mastery, I'll probably be hitting hard as hard as a regular weapon. This is a really long elevator. Silva was all the way underground, though, like very far underground, when he was generating the red mist in order to keep us in, so that all the creatures outside of this area, because the loss weren't bad enough, there's other creatures outside the red mist that we have to deal with. We got a few attendants here. You guys alright? I'm hoping I don't have to fight all four of them at the same time. It's not looking like it.
The actions you've chosen to take, they can bring nothing but further disaster to this land. I cannot allow that mistake to repeat itself a second time.
I don't think you have much of a choice in the matter.
Stand by their side and attend to them. That is enough. It is the duty with which we have all been entrusted. If you lose your way, if you take one false step, it will lead to that same result. Let us be off. The two of us have our own duty to fulfill.
I wouldn't be too surprised if Silva actually ended up creating the attendants himself.
Watch out for an ambush.
He's a successor, in which case it would make sense that he would want attendants, and then if you had the other successors created, it makes sense that he would want to have successor or attendants for them as well in order to keep that happening. I don't know how much dialogue we'll end up getting out of Silva, though, because presumably he's frenzied at this point. So. I do like the look of the bayonet right here. That's pretty nice. And this elevator's really still going. It must be loading like an entire another part of the map or something like that. That's the only thing I could really imagine. Unless it's supposed to be for like huge dramatic effect or whatnot. Did I go backwards? Don't tell me I went backwards.
I've been waiting. Please, spin a thread of
We got
memory
nothing else.
for me.
Did I seriously go backwards? Oh, okay, come on now. Did I really go back? No. No way, right?
We don't have time to stand around.
Clearly we do, because these elevator rides take a good minute. I probably should have upgraded my blood veils and whatnot. I mean, I guess we have +9s for some of these, which is probably just better. If it becomes an issue, we can always go upgrade them. It's not like we don't have materials for it.
Watch out for an ambush. Well, let's move.
There we go.
Let's hurry. We've
And
been
that's
delayed
where
enough.
Silva was. Got all of the stagnant blood
That's a leak of
dissolving
blood down there.
jail.
Don't
At
fall
least
in.
that's what it means. Oh, nice. A missile right in front of it. Perfect. just in case we get owned, which wouldn't be too surprising. This class is not exactly the strongest, shall we say. It's not bad, it's just not a late game one, I'd say. Which makes sense, considering as early as we ended up getting it. Nope, there's Frenzied Silva. Oh, come on. How are you going to actually be able to dual wield those? Man's built different. We might need a real class for this one. we'll see.
You're ready.
Skull King. Ow. You got some range on you, huh? Ow. Everything hurts. Everything hurts. Throw a heal back to Jack over there. Kind of like all of what this class is about, so it's already being countered, which is not great. The fact that Jack can stand right in front of this man's face and he'll still jump towards me at the end of the day, not happy about it. Probably got figured that blood attacks wouldn't be that great on this guy. That was actually still considered to be in range of that attack, if you say so. Rolls, please. I haven't played at all today, so it's gonna be rusty for the day. That's usually how this ends up going. So my entire poison, my entire class's gimmick does not work with this guy, so we'll definitely need a different class for this. Jack, you can't immediately die like this because I'm not going to be able to revive you. Yep, I'm not going to be able to revive him. Alright, I guess we'll have to take this boss ever so slightly more serious. As in not use like a class that's completely negated against him for one, and it's probably something. You hit me with the backswing? Alright, let's use a real class then. Just trying to see if maybe we can make that work so that way I didn't have to go ahead and optimize it, but no. That would have been too easy.
I see you're awake.
Alright. What do we want here? I mean, Queenslayer's been good to us always, so. We also aren't forced to use our bayonet anymore. Alright, so what do we want out of this before we just run straight in there? So fire might work, ice might still work. So far he's not debuffing us. I also don't need antibody regeneration now, because now we have access to the other stuff. What else would I use instead here? Reduces stamina cost of dodging? Yeah, that could be good. Resistance to being staggered is always good. Circulating could be something. Just having the dash. Yeah, having the dash could be good.
Find an opening and jump in.
Alright. Get our healing buff on us ready. And let's get in there. It's almost like they meant you to play this game as a melee class. It's crazy. I need stamina back already. The man's got some major stagger on him. Everything hurts. Oh, in the middle of the heal. Okay, good. Jack still had a heal. Alright, I'll heal up one more time. I'll throw one to Jack. Never mind. I don't have enough acre for that, so we're just gonna. Get it. I still don't have stamina. That's cool. Well, we got to dodge a bit until I can get some stamina back here. Use the dash to get out of that jump attack. And now that we have stamina, get in there. Heal up so we can throw a heal to Jack. That's on the bottom now instead of the side that I normally have that. And now I don't have an acre because of that. I didn't think he was able to change it as quick as he did. Alright, that's his charge attack like usual. Nothing to do there. Threw the fireballs out there that were helping stagger him. Okay, rolled too late. He hit me at the... Oh my, how did you hit... He hit it. He got a back hit for... Oh, come on. Ah, man. So clearly we can beat him. It's just...
You up?
I spent too much Icar at the wrong times there. And then I used the wrong buttons when I went to try to go for a heal, in which case I would have kept Jack alive a lot better than what happened. Alright, we got our regen overtime still on. I rolled. Man, that staggered through. Alright, good. We dodged something. Oh, get out of there. Alright, get in there. Oops, staggered you. And I don't have any stamina again. Nice, we used our Icar correctly there, so we were able to dodge that. Throw the fireballs in there, get some more stagger on him before he can do anything. Keep the stagger on him, keep it going. Fair enough. Nice, we're focused now, so now we actually have stamina back again. Get in there. Wow, that hurts. Got our regen skill back on us. Go ahead and heal up a little bit while Jack's got it. And then press the actual right button so I can have Jack back. Click for that. I pressed the wrong button. My skill that I normally use to throw HP to partners is on a different setting than what I have it normally. That's weird. Wow, that stagger is strong. It's always the stagger. Yeah, I'm getting it. Oh, I pressed the dash, but it was still in the healing animation. Alright. Guess we're just soloing the rest of this boss. That's alright. Oh, that blood effect is still on his sword. Man, that blood effect is the thing giving him the stagger. Gross. Oh, we gotta stay focused as long as we can. I need that stamina for it. Ah, oh, everything hurts. He's going in. I pressed the dash, but nope. Alright, yeah, we only had one more heal on us. I lost Jack too early. Had I had actually pressed the right button at the right time, I would have been able to heal him. He would have stayed alive. We would have had another person to trade aggro with. But I keep pressing O instead of pressing X, X being the one that would have healed him there. I should have also used Final Journey in order to get my HP back and get damage buffs and whatnot, but I didn't. No, it didn't even activate this ability. I'm already throwing. I'm already throwing. Come on, man. It's too early. Alright, we're at max Victor. We gotta use it in order to keep making sure that we're getting extra damage and whatnot. Oh, bad button press. Bad button press. Yeah, do that. Let's go. We have our regen skill on, so it actually doesn't do all too much damage to us. I'm just never gonna get my stamina back ammo. Well, if I can't get it back, I need to make it stagger at some point, so that way I actually have some form of opportunity to be able to get it back. We are staggering it pretty well right now. Hey, I know you're still out targeting me. I guess I need to be using actual miss dashes in order to get out of that, because otherwise it does too much. Nice, you staggered him out of that attack. I definitely would have got out of that. That wasn't the case. Ow. Jack, you're like the worst ever at taking aggro. Then again, these bosses generally don't care about the NPCs, which is unfortunate for me. Yeah, no, I'm dead because of that. It just refuses to give aggro to the other partner, which is fine. I mean, otherwise it would make the fight too easy. But it'd be nice every once in a while if it ended up taking aggro towards them. It's like 20% of the time this guy will get aggro towards him rather than me. I'm also probably playing it too aggressive. Like, his attacks aren't that crazy. But it's also boring if you just play fights where, like, you dodge, like, every attack or whatnot, Okay, fire definitely seems to be the weakness there. I hit him for, like, 800 or so. Yep, get out of there. Take this. The partners are also always too dumb to dodge some moves, like that one, where you clearly see it's a charge up attack and you have to look up and run into it anyways. Alright, we got the stagger on him. Get in there. Oh yeah, keep it going. Keep it going. Oh, I used the teleport skill, but still gave it to him. Nope, mismove that. Whoa, dash me out of there. Dash me out of there. Yep. Alright, we got out of there. Barely, but we got out of there. I should actually be using my consumable items, especially considering this unit is probably like the final boss. I was greedy there. Maybe a little greedy. Alright, we got the fire in there, the stagger him a little bit. I was just in range for the ice, which is unfortunate. I definitely don't want to go in on him when he's in his more berserk-esque mode. Nice, we ended up getting the focus proc off of that. Ooh, caught me in the middle of the dash, you can see. Jack actually took aggro at the right time for once, so I got my heals off of it. You staggered it, but we could continue the stagger window. That's alright, keep the stagger window going. Ah, he got out of it. Get in here, Jack. Get in here. And then the time he actually has the ability to get in there, he's like, nah. The fire didn't stagger him, probably because he was already in the middle of the jump attack. He might also get stagger resistance in that mode. Well, Jack, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have any more healing for you, so... This man was actually one hit away. I needed one more hit. I was like 0.5 seconds off. Are you kidding me? That one you just hate to see. I keep not using my consumables, which I should be, because I would have had an extra 3 more heals. I would have had Ichor again. So Venom don't work on you, huh? How about ice? Why not try some ice? Should put my fire one on. Oh yeah, that's good damage. So elemental stuff seems to be the way to go for you. Wow, my sword is already out of its ice usage. Okay. Those cartridges do not last very long. But we were certainly doing extra damage. Oh, half. Thought we hit the roll just fine, but nope. Get our ice crossing here. It seems like I only get a certain amount of hits in before it takes it away from me. It might be time related. It's probably time related, but it certainly feels like I only get an X amount of swings before it just takes it. Just keep hitting him with all the elements. Burn out his time while he's in his enraged form here. We don't have to go in on him right now. I probably should have put on the skill that gives me blood defense, because that seems to be the types of attack he's doing. Alright, get out of there, get my stamina back, hit him with the fireballs. We weren't able to stagger him, although we were able to once we got some attacks. Alright, get out of there. He's about to start doing his blood attacks. More fireballs. That's still not enough to make it happen. That was a poorly timed roll. I deserved that hit. Get in. I got greedy. Rightfully punished. Take the shield back. I've got extra healing for the time being. We've been doing pretty alright. Up until these last little bits here. I've already started to get too greedy, which is being an issue. Throw a heal over the Jack while I have HP for the time being. Wow, that range.
Dog, don't get too aggressive.
Don't get too aggressive. Do you know me? That's the only way how I play in this game, Jack. Come on, man. Oh, there we go. We got a stagger in here. We got a stagger in here. Oh, gotta get out. Get out of there. Alright, so he's bad at diagonals. Like, when I go at a diagonal, this man has no chance. Oh, Jack, why? Yeah, get in there. Alright, we got our heal on us. Get in there while he's looking at Jack. Naturally, Jack decided to turn towards me as I decided to go in, because of course he did. Jack. So Jack had enough HP to heal, he just decided not to.
Anger knows
Alright,
your field of view. You have to stay calm.
That's slightly annoying, but that's okay. Alright, so poison doesn't work on this guy, so let's change it over to stun would be interesting, although I don't imagine that works on him. I have fireproof tonic, but I don't have a fire cartridge? No, I do. Okay, here we go.
Got the right gear?
Maybe. We'll see. Alright, give me a flame cartridge here, let's get it. Hey, we got our stamina back. Focus, perfect. I should probably have on the skills that reward me for actually dodging attacks. With like extra attacks and whatnot. Because we are dodging a decent amount. It's just the ones we get hit by, we generally get hit pretty hard. Ooh, we got the stagger on him. Get in there. Get in there. Staggered him 2 times in a row. You want to see it? What? You missed me with that. There we go. Our dodges are getting better. I'm getting better. I looked at the combos. I hadn't played any at all today, so it's a bit rusty. Alright, they're on our healing skill. Well, we have the ability to do so. That way we can keep our HP at least halfway restored.
Take this!
Now, if that's the ignorant rule, stagger him as he immediately gets out of it. Get the rolls in here. We can sneak 1 to 2 hits in every time he does an attack, is something I'm noticing. We don't necessarily have to every time. Oh gosh, Jack, get up. Something I'm noticing between this fight and the Mito fight is that he actually uses some of Mito's moves. Alright. He's still after me. Okay, now. Although Jack's gonna die at this rate. Yep. I'm not gonna be able to get enough pickers to get Jack up in time anymore. Nope. Alright. Well, Jack. First camera angles, but alright. Wow, he hit me in mid-teleport, and then because I got hit mid-teleport, it staggered me, so I couldn't do anything. Oh, I need my anti-stagger items. That is not okay. Alright, so if I'm getting staggered, we can't be having that. Get rid of those. Let's see here. Get extra stamina regen. Alright. Stamina booster. Extra stamina regen. Here we go. There we go. Let's get all of this going. Stamina boost. Stamina activator. Flame cartridge. Get in there. Regen skill. For all the buffs we threw on ourselves, absolutely okay with taking that earlier damage to make sure that we actually have a better fight because of this. Oh, don't block me in there, Jack. Like our stamina boosters are done with. Give me another one of those. Give me a flame cartridge. Stamina boost. We got our heal in there. Give me it. Oh yeah, right as he staggers. Get in there. Get in there with our upgraded stamina. Oh, you still good over there, Jack? They're actually pretty good. I mean, we did stagger him for quite some time until you got hit with that. I took aggro from him now. Get them run away from that. I didn't think I needed the roll. I thought I had enough range on me. Clearly that was not the case. I get my regen skill back up. Half of these hits really should be hitting me. He like hits me from behind while he's swinging in front of him. That back swing. Alright, we got him with the stagger there. Good. Get out of there. I got caught by the flame wave that comes after the attack because that makes sense. And with the fireball to stagger him so Jack gets out. In there, we'll have the stamina. Oh, get out of there. That heal takes too long to go. Oh, okay, you can't honestly tell me I got hit by that one. You weren't even pointed the right way. Alright, get in here, Jack. Can't be taking that damage all that time, though, man. I have HP to keep giving you for that. Well, you say you can see it, but is it for your life or his? You still had a heal on you, Jack, and you're stealing my healing? Gosh, Jack. Really? Oh, get in there. Oh, get in there. We gotta stagger this man. That's fine. That actually gave me my focus back, which is more worthwhile. How did that boss hit me? Oh, no, I needed to use one more Ichor concentrate right there, because had I used it, I would have been able to use Final Journey, which would have allowed, it would have healed me the full, it would have increased all of my abilities. I needed one more to go off, and he had just a fast enough attack to make it. We don't have our stamina boosters and stuff anymore, you hate to see it. Should not have done that right in front of his face. Eva might have actually been good for this fight, as long as she actually kept her range from him, because she has good magic. Wish that skill was a bit more accurate. The fact that it can stun, though, is real nice. Oh, get out of there. Didn't have enough stamina to get all the way out. That counted as hit? Some of the hitboxes on these attacks are a little... a little weird, gentlemen. That's... Get in there. Let him take aggro for a second. Rolls, please. Why are my rolls so delayed? It's some stagger effect he's got going on. Yeah, no, miss me with that. Alright, we got our regen skill back on, so we should have a better chance at living through this portion of the fight. Get in there. Get in there. I don't have any stamina. I need the stamina for dodging. Alright. He's done baby aggroing. That's alright. We had the regen skill on, so hits like that. Yeah, I knew you shouldn't try something. I brought him off of Jack so that way he could... I need better drain. I need so much more access to the Ichor, and I just don't have it the way that we are. Just get over here, that way we get our stamina back. misses like half of it, but when it does land all of it, we generally tend to stagger him for it. Pull his aggro over here so that way Jack can heal. Alright, we got him to stagger a bit more than what he normally does. Beautiful. Alright, I'm right in his face. Now I know that can't miss. Hey, Hey, Jack, you want to do, like, actual damage? No? Okay.
Choose the right time.
You don't say. How possibly you're looking straight at Jack, yet you turn the entire attack into. And I was in the middle of healing, so that I could. Wow, it really doesn't even matter how well I play that fight up until that point when he can two-shot me. Gross.
There's no problem without a solution. Let's find ours.
Alright, well, if we don't have any more stamina stuff, and we don't have any more fire stuff, give me some blood defense, then. Maybe electricity could be a thing? Blood barrier tonic, here we go. Did not actually put in there. Come on now. Venom, stun, venom, nope. Blood barrier? There we go. There we go, okay. Blood barrier, I've got plasma. Even if it's not the best version against him, I don't know exactly what he's weak to, but it seemed like fire was doing pretty well. These cartridges do not last long enough. I guess it's just so they want you to use the skills over the cartridges and whatnot. They definitely need it to last longer. There we go. Get them staggers in there. Of course, then I don't have any stamina myself to actually take advantage of it. Got him with a baby stagger. Oh, and then I get staggered once and I just take my entire HP bar for it. Gross. Alright, we got a regen skill on. We have focus stamina, so we can get in there. There we go. He's gonna baby rage. We did end up being able to roll out of it. Stay behind him. Or Jack can just eat it straight to the face. I guess that works too. I should have dashed through that. There we go. I put the dash skill on, just like never use it, which is bad because that's like probably the best dodging skill in the game, in which case I should actually be using it. I'd love to be able to move at some point, but I'm just getting staggered so hard right now. Alright, get back in there. Why does that hit? What is the hitbox on that attack? This man's out here just 360. Got every attack to make it happen. Go ahead and dash away for a second. Let him re-aggro back to Jack. If only that fire attack was more reliable. It should be close to staggering here. Of course, now he staggers. As soon as I gotta get out of there, then he decides to stagger. Like, really? Ah. Too early. He's coming. 100%, yeah. I knew it, that as soon as I saw it, I couldn't do anything about it because I was in the middle of it. I was in the middle of an attack, so I couldn't. Oh, that's so lame. Oh, that's so lame. We did give him the stagger a little bit. I have no idea the hitbox on that move. There we go. Okay, that took much longer than it should have. But we got him.
No. Silva has lost control of the relic.
What's wrong?
Silva is pulling in the relics.
Oh, that's just...
No. I refuse to let the world end here.
My dude's got a
I
voice
swear,
for
I
us.
will stop this!
Let's go. Now this would be cool if we had everybody just join up on him here as like one big gigantic fight at the end. Clearly not the case. The virgin born, huh? Interesting. Alright, well I tried to roll out of that. Turns out that didn't work out too well. Okay, well it's time to make this happen. Alright, you know what? Fair enough. Do we have to fight him again in order to get him back into that form? No, okay, we just go right back into it. Okay, I don't feel as bad then. First try with actually having all of our stuff available to us. Get in there. Can't tell what he's doing, man. The model's too large. Oh, get me out of there. Okay, apparently even the dash wasn't enough to get out of range of that. In which case, I don't know what it wants me to do in that regard. Gotta be able to get in there at some point. Yeah, Eva might have been good for this last part, because if he's just never going to allow me to get in range of him, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do about that. Besides, like, switch my glass to a range fire force, right? Man, you hit hard, you know that. Oh boy, time to get nuked again. That attack's so dumb. It's like, if my dash can't even get out of it, that means I have to, like, have two dashes. Or at least the ability to dash twice, like we did right there. So you have to be able to drop whatever you're doing instantly in order to be able to make that a thing that can happen. Which isn't exactly the easiest. Or the most realistic, as we can see right there. Even though I was able to get one dash, it just did not matter. And if he gets stuck on a wall like that, then if I get stuck on the fog wall myself, then there's just nothing I can do about that.
Are you fully conscious?
Alright, so this fight's gonna be annoying, huh? I don't even know what that move would be considered in terms of, like, elemental damage, assuming that it even is elemental damage. Alright, time to just take all of my HP instantly into attacks. Okay. Alright, no time ever to be able to heal. That seems fun and interactive. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no time to ever heal. Okay, fun and interactive. Jack threw me a heal there, but it just didn't count. Okay. Alright, so just don't get hit, forehead. Basically, is what this is telling me. As if it was just that easy sometimes. Alright. So we gotta play this one, like, extremely defensively. And presumably at range. I guess would make sense because we just had a melee fight, right? So in order to give, like, range builds a chance. We were able to stagger him with that. Nope, we're eating this one. Ooh, I dashed at the right time. Okay, so you can stay in there, but you have to have perfect timing, otherwise you die. Interesting. We can stagger him out of that attack. Out of his, like, nuke attack when we ever get under him. Don't know how necessarily realistic it is, but we can. Hitting his legs is not doing nothing. We gotta be hitting his face here, most of it, and underneath him. Got our regen skill on here. Give me the plasma cartridge, and he's probably using electricity based on how the plasma cartridge works out. Stamina at all. Take this fire to the face. I don't think he actually hit me there. I think he just staggered. I pressed the wrong button. I mistimed it, and then I pressed the wrong button. Yay. Why are you now more resilient to elements? What changed? They were doing more for a little bit there. Maybe I just ended up hitting his weak points. Yeah, got greedy. Fair enough. Probably should be dashing more. I'm just being greedy with my ignorance. I have no idea what he's doing. I would imagine like a nuke attack or something, so very concerned. Oh, are you gonna start using magic now? That's great. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Regeneration in you?
Seems like he has a decent cooldown time after he does use it at least. Man, does that hurt. Something tells me I don't want to be stuck in those. I keep trying to get the timing down on that move, because if I can get it down, we'll have a much better time. Now, this move, I had zero idea on how I'm expected to dodge that. Him with our fire. Oh, not this. Not this. No, 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 no. Oh, no. I guess I'm just supposed to spam dash and hope for the best. Like, I don't... I just don't know how you're expected to survive that attack. Alright, final journey. The one time we're actually going to use it in this entire playthrough. Let's get it. And then Jack immediately dies as soon as I use it. Alright. Well, there's healing Jack. Okay, apparently my healing doesn't work on you if I'm in final journey. Okay, fair enough. I don't know what they want me to do here. Just gotta dodge more. I don't know how you dodge that one attack when he gets up in the air, though. Unless they, like, expect you to be able to knock him out of the air in some way. Otherwise, I have no idea what they're asking for in that regard. We don't need anti-slow. We don't need blood barrier tonic. We can switch that to insulating tonic. What else would be good for us here? Temporarily increases Ichor gain from attacks. That could be good. Quickens charge abilities. Increases gift usage speed, but we're not really doing that. Reduces the stamina required to dodge attacks. That's good. User speed, ability to guard. Anything else here? Reduces the stamina to dodge attacks. Just everything possible that can keep
I'll keep you covered.
us better off. Alright, jumped on me, and then I immediately couldn't move. Alright, still getting focused. Alright, can't even set up. And you can't even set up outside the boss arena either, because it always seems to steal it from me, in which case, it's like, what's the point? Oh yeah, them head attacks are definitely the way to go. Alright, the one time I have auto lock on and it actually works for me, it pulls me into the boss. Come on, man. One day, auto lock in this game will work out for me. Nope. Okay, we got the dash out just in time. Can't even get this guy, he just runs away from me. There we go. There we go. Man, when we get our opening, we do damage, but when it's not there, yes. Good. Dashed out of that. I need my regen skill back here. I'm taking too much damage. Oh. I even dashed and I still got caught. Oh my. What's even the point of attempting to dodge some of these attacks? I just get hit anyways. Oh really, that one I got out of it. The one before that, no, absolutely. This one of them. Sight. Why is that hitting for so long? What a change. Man. We used to be able to dodge so much more with that teleport move. I don't know what happened. Like, I just get caught more in it. And heal him back up. I have to switch to a rage blast for this fight because, like, I can just not hit it and actually hit. I don't even think it's, like, necessarily that hard of a boss fight. He just hits really hard. And a lot of these attacks do not feel that hard.
Make the most of it.
I also can't auto-lock onto this man correctly because, like, the model's just too big. It also puts the block in a really weird position. Oh, well, time to die. Okay, we're getting better at that move. Problem being, we don't have any more EP at this point to make that happen. Alright, well, final journey. I don't know what changed to make that attack time to do as much as it's done before, but it did it. So I don't know when it's gonna kill us, but presumably based on Final Journey's thing. Oh, probably when the timer goes down, aka the red mark down there. That would explain. Am I just supposed to run towards the edge of the map when that happens? Like, I still don't know how to dodge that attack. Again, still have zero idea how to dodge that, outside of, like, just get lucky, I guess. Nah, the Final Journey, bro. Oh, we had it. If I didn't have to use Final Journey so early, we actually had it. I'm surprised it actually gave us as much time as it does in Final Journey. It's actually a lot better skill than I thought it was. Especially for the boss fights. Ah, well. I still have to figure out that one move, because that one move is going to get me killed every time if I don't dodge it. Just like where he starts throwing down the Thorns of Judgment on me. Alright, apparently missed the roll that time. There's still so many timings that it's hard to tell, because of like all the particle effects. I should be putting it down to a timer in my head. I should be counting out seconds and whatnot, or be able to dodge it better. Every time. And now Jack's not going to have a heal ready because he's spamming the move too much, too early. Okay. We need to actually keep a timer on that, so this time I'm going to keep a timer in my head and how long from the start to the finish of it, so that way I can dash a second beforehand in order to actually be able to dodge it. Press the wrong button already, wasting some of my anger. Yeah. Oh, there. Alright, there we go. We dodged it successfully, Thorns. Now we got to do that a little more consistently to make it worthwhile. But definitely a good start. Just time that one. Sometimes I just get staggered into attacks. Counted 1 second, 2 seconds. I'm not sure why I get staggered sometimes when he's not even going for me. Like, he'll jump on Jack, yet the shockwave is so large, I could be so far away and it still counts it. Had a good time right there. Absolutely destroyed it. Oh boy, here we go. We did live, though. That time we did live. We didn't outright die, in which case Jack doesn't have to use his heals on us. So it does that move, and it does take a bit out of him. Like, it does... nope. Not getting pulled into that. Thanks for no thanks. Autolock would be nice to have, but too rich for my blood. Alright, so if I roll behind him when he does that attack with the electricity, he can't hit me with it. What if we sit right under you? Oh, we just have to sit right under you to avoid the attack? Is it really just that easy, or is it just because of our positioning? Like, I don't know what to attribute that to. So, like, if I sit... See, but that time I sat right under him and I got hit that time. So, like, what's the difference in that time versus the other time? Oh, there we go. There we go. We're getting better at that timing. Get the dashes in there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Nope. 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 Mismove that. And dash. 1 second too early. 50 second heal on there. Just in case goes for me. We got the regen skill on it. Get in there, get out of there, get back in there. Teleport skill so that way he misses. Alright, he tried to shoot a thorn at me. There we go. Round 3? I'll go for round 3. Go on, let's get it. Don't tell me that's it, Silva. You were the chosen one. You stole all of the relics, except for, you know, me and Eva and Jack.
We don't have a lot of time. Hey, kid, can you handle this?
You have something to say before I do this, Mia? Also, that dude's like regenerating over there. Like, I kind of need to do this, like, right now.
The relics that Silva once held. The powers that you have inherited from them are now, by your will, bound to your flesh, and Vayne sleeps again, for what might be called forever.
I've claimed the Code Vein throne.
Thirst.
King of the
creates dread.
Revenants here now.
Revenants desperately fight ever larger numbers of the lost, for what few blood beads they can find. But for now, please, rest peacefully. Until the time of your awakening comes once again.
So now we're Elden Lord. I guess we're Lord of Cinders too. We're the King of the Revenants now. I mean, the titles just keep getting stacked up there at this point. What? My wife? No. Yo, no, not like this.
Don't worry. I will always be with you.
You weren't even in that fight. Ah. Well, I guess I'll have to go with Eva now, I guess. Huh? What a loss. Eesh. Ha, that's a good for a game. I think I know how to get around that. Alright, well, okay, that's a little loud. Calm down here again. Turn that down just a second. Alright, that's slightly better. So, we beat Code Vein. We might end up doing some of the depths here, assuming it doesn't throw me in the new game plus, just to check them out. I believe there's also some DLC bosses that I want to do as well, considering we still got plenty of time left in this stream. But yeah, overall, I wouldn't say it's as good as something like Dark Souls. I don't think it's bad. It definitely would be a lot better with multiplayer, which it does have, but of course we never just have anybody, so. but it would be better if we were able to have another person in here, because then we could be a lot more tactical about everything. Probably would have gone a lot better in most fights. Overall, I mean, is this a passable game? Absolutely. Yeah. I would say it's above average. I think with a second player with it, you know, an actual second human player with you, I think it could be. I think it could be a good game. I did have a few criticisms with it, for sure. Turn that down a little bit. That was, like, really loud. Jeez, calm down. But, yeah, so some criticisms for sure. The AI isn't the greatest at taking aggro. Like, the only time they really took aggro was when they had, like, a specific dialogue where it was like, go back and heal or whatever, in which case they would go more on the aggressive, in which case you were able to heal. But that's just the AI in these games always being what they are, which is just not as good as other players. Which, you know, fair enough. I mean, it's not necessarily the easiest to replicate skill among the AI, so... What else? The absolutely exorbitant amount of menus. Definitely off-putting when you immediately get into the game. Like, as soon as I got into the game, I was like, this is too many menus, man. We slowly but surely figured it out, but that was a little much to deal with. It made it more confusing than what it actually was to begin with, so I guess a better UI, UX interface. Not necessarily sure how you would go about it. The ability to have 8 skills was cool. We actually did end up generally using at least like half of those. Maybe you don't necessarily need 8, like 4 was probably okay, but the ability to have 8 is nice. The resetting of all the skills and the passives whenever you would class change was weird. Like, they definitely could have just copy and pasted it from the last class, so then you could have, you know, modified it accordingly. At least that way, if you potentially wanted to keep some of the skills from one to the other, it would have been good. There's a very weird jump in difficulty. Like, we made it through the entire game until, what, the last 3 to 4 bosses at level 55? And then once we got to the Cannoneer and the Blade Bearer, like, we basically had to double our levels. Now, maybe I was doing something wrong, like maybe I need to take elemental advantage into more of an effect. But, yeah, it was just a very strange difficulty spike. Like, the entire game we went through at 55, and then for the last 4 bosses, we basically had to double our levels to make it a realistic possibility of not getting one-shot by every attack. That was a very strange decision. Maybe I was just doing something wrong. I mean, this game is certainly more unlike Dark Souls in the fact that it's even more focused on maybe meaningful dialogue isn't the right word. Boasts high attack power based in strength and dexterity, ideal for using heavy gear. The Hades blood code, which we got from Silva. Save complete. You can now play using post-completion save data. You can start the game again from just before the end by selecting your complete save data from the load option. After starting the game again, you can examine the door back at base to carry over your save data and restart the story from the beginning. Okay. That means we should be able to do some of the depths here. I want to at least check it out. Because it's like an entire area that we hadn't checked out before then. Give me just a minute while this loads back in. I'll be back in a minute or two. Time to check out this Hades code here. Wherever it ends up being, should be this. Causes drain attacks to restore HP? That gives a lot more reason to actually use drain attacks. Fires a cross-shaped blade of blood at the target. I do like that. That was definitely one of the moves that he ended up using on me, for sure. It wasn't really that accurate for, like, me being a person, but for, like, enemies and stuff, it's definitely large enough and whatnot to be able to land consistently. Creates a giant sword that falls like a guillotine upon the enemy. Yes. 2-second cooldown? What? Boost gifts, abilities, weapon, and drain attack power when your HP is below a certain amount. That seems pretty good. They give you just enough to unlock everything from them, too. We never got more of this person's, which makes me think that I missed stuff around here, which could very easily be the case. We never did end up grabbing all of Aya's here. Except now I'm too bored in haste to be able to get the rest of it. Alright, so take me back to the depths, shall we? We can also check if we actually got any more, if we got any more weapons or anything along those lines. I think he did actually drop his blade at the end there, if I remember correctly. We have plenty of maps. I'm not exactly sure how long the depths are or anything by those means. I don't think this was there before, so presumably, yeah, play the story again. Alright, anybody else got anything new to say here?
Need something? We're headed to the provisional government to stop later. It was the... You might not...
Okay,
situation is...
so those are done. Tower of Trials.
I don't think we have any time. I can't leave crews to bear the weight of my...
Interesting that now offered us a map over there.
Don't forget to check your...
Do you have anything
What do you
new
wanna
by
upgrade?
chance? Anything new? No. We can upgrade our bayonet, in which case now that's going to be worth something. So now we have our sword and we've got our bayonet maxed out. Our blood veil
Make
could
sure you
use some work, but we don't necessarily need it right now. Anything new from you?
What is it?
No? Alright then.
You are going now?
Yes, yes I... Alright then, to the depths we go. Although maybe I should take a look at Coco stuff, just in case.
But seriously? If you want it, I got it.
More regen inducers, give me those. Everything else we can buy more of. I still can't buy tungsten.
Go out there and give it.
Alright, take me to the depths. Let's check this out.
Looks like you've got a map of the depths. Here, let me take a look. Hold on now. Did you read the note on this map? The person who created this was a revenant, researching the horrors that caused the Great Collapse. He searched the depths for horrors that escaped the government's extermination program. A real pro, and a friend. I haven't seen him in years, but now I'm looking at one of his maps. This is only a guess, but I'd wager that this map leads to the den of one of the surviving horrors. I'll lead you there, of course, but make sure you're good and ready. This is all we've got for available routes.
Alright. Presumably, okay, so these are definitely the DLC ones. In which case, let's go ahead and go through some of the regular maps.
Don't be overeager. Come back immediately if you sense danger. Understood?
Yeah, whatever you say, man. Den of the Dead. We've been using Jack for a while. Let's switch it up, shall we? And you know who we got to take. I mean, come on. There we go. She's so squishy, though. Alright, so we don't need to be a Queen Slayer anymore. That was all well and good.
Something bothering you?
We can finish off our Dark Seeker here with this, more than likely. Alright, this door's closed.
Let's get going.
Seems you need key 1 and 2.
Peculiar area. Someone doesn't want this opened.
Why is that? Why wouldn't somebody want that? Oh, I can actually change the game volume back to what it actually was beforehand now.
Hold on. The lights I'm going.
Alright, so we definitely could have gone to this area of the depths earlier if this is two-shotting people.
I hope we find more.
Well,
things
if they're gonna be
we can use.
quick, we could probably go through a few of the depths here.
Looks like we have been spotted.
And we have a vestige in here, you say? Don't mind if I... Hermes vestige. Okay, so this is actually for Davis, which we were just talking to about the depths. Looks like we could have gotten more of his vestige done and over with earlier. Jeez, I ragged one shot on these guys, right? That's not too surprising. I guess this is like the first map that we get. More still? He insists. Yeah, really? What kind of range you got going on? Nope. Alright. Alright. Can I have my camera actually? There. And that was a longer trial than I expected it to be, especially for being this area. Is that another vestige all the way back down there? Oh, they're making it too easy on me. Man, I should have done some of these depth parts earlier. I thought it was going to be more late game, which it looks like some are, but it looks like some are earlier game. Or more early the mid game. Makes sense. Outed Wander. Alright, well that was easy mode. Definitely a boss that we could have fought much earlier.
What will this unlock?
Got the dead key 1, so we've still got one more somewhere around here. I don't really know where else we would go, though. Unless it allows me to open this door and then I get locked off again and something along those lines, maybe. Oh no, guess we didn't get that over there, which presumably is going to be the other key that we need. Nope, that's nickel concentrate. Alright. Fair enough, I could always use more of those, especially after that final boss fight. Did we really not go this way? That makes a lot more sense. I was like, I know there's got to be more to this. Drop something down there. Probably not even worthwhile to grab it, but I'll take it. Drain activator, I guess. We need it for like some of the later bosses and whatnot.
Our path just got a whole lot more narrow. You're observant.
Alright, so now we have all the keys we need, but we may as well check out the rest of it. We did get a vestige out of it. Queen Iron. I remember those days. Back when we were using that. Heavy axe fortification.
I see something.
We never did transform any of our weapons. It just never really felt like a need to. RV Mastery 101. What does that mean? Grants the gift Tenacious Fang regardless of the user blood code. Don't mind if I do. And grab that. These guys are considered bosses now.
We're almost there. Rest in peace.
Okay. I'm sure that would have been much harder had we gone into the depths earlier than we did, but I didn't know how late game these were going to end up being. Because that's what it felt like anyways, and then based on the fact that they made some DLC bosses within the depths that are all the way at the end, I can only imagine they're the latest of late game things they have to do.
It's finally open, huh?
We got our keys. And now I'd imagine we would fight the final
That
boss.
wasp looks like trouble.
Alright, you take care of that much. Alright then. That's still relatively hard. I mean, were we ever going to lose that fight at this point? No, but that certainly hit a lot harder than I thought it would. Especially for where we're at. I imagine the depths gives us progress on our skills. I think we're done here. Do I need to leave here through here? Probably. I thought it would have, like, taken me out as soon as I had finished this area, but that does not appear to be the case. Alright, another 3 bosses down. Easy mode, but another 3 bosses down nonetheless. We could probably speed run through a lot of these earlier depths.
Honestly, I'll lead the way. Just tell me where we're going.
This is finish.
Don't be overeager. Come back
Oh no,
immediately.
we're as eager as we could possibly be. I appreciate the concern, but we are absolutely headed in. And we've already got
It's
something
awfully
behind
gloomy
us.
here too. I hope we find more things we can
Chemical
use.
Lights RV Mastery. So I actually missed out on a decent amount of skills here because I didn't actually do these earlier. Oh. Alright then. Alright, well let's see what they got in store for us, shall we?
Which way shall we go?
Good question. Guess we'll go this way. Alright, we got a lost party coming in here.
Just watch.
That it? I was gonna say I better not. Get in there.
We'll work together.
That was a much easier lost
Keep knocking
one
them
than the
out.
first one we did. Maybe it was to scare people off from the depths originally, maybe? Because that was like much easier than the first lost trial that we did
Enemy
in
present.
the first
What do you want to do?
one. She actually asked me what she wanted, what we wanted to do. Usually everybody just attacks them out.
They aren't paying attention.
No, they are not. It makes life much easier. This? I don't expect good rewards from these first areas, as I should have. I mean, they're early game areas.
Oh, is that?
Peculiar materials. Classic camera, sure.
That looks like
Denim
something we
darkness
can
key.
use.
Okay, so we're still missing one key. If they're all gonna follow the same
Enemy
idea
under us.
as the first steps, then presumably we're missing the first
Find
key.
something good?
And that should be the last keys.
What could that be?
You know, I feel like I've seen this fight somewhere before. Lost broadsword, not really worth much. Anything in here that we could see that I might have missed? No? Alright, well, there's another set of bosses down. Am I getting, like, any progress on my skills? I feel like no, although, if that is the case, it feels like they should have explained that. But I guess maybe that's so that way you can't get progress on the skills as quickly. Which, fair enough. Would have been nice. Alright, how's our map looking? Similar to the other way, we just got two paths and we go with it. Chest?
Find something good?
Bayonet devoured.
The lost could be anywhere. Be careful.
A dagger? Really? What am I gonna do with a dagger? Alright, we got another set of them. Those are really some early game bosses, huh? Seriously? I mean, I guess, like, we did get introduced to the depths, what, like, immediately after the first boss, so you know what? I guess that's fair. I do hope they ramp up the difficulty in some of these bosses, though. It's still too early to say. I mean, we're still in the earlier depths. Yeah, I had a feeling you guys would probably be alive. Just gonna throw this random blood ball out here, and it went straight into the ground. All right. Well, I guess that's why we don't do that. How about just slash him with slice instead? That's our key. Now to go find the actual boss in this area. Which was surprisingly, for the first dead area, that first boss was actually more difficult than it should have been. Or at least it hit harder than what I would have expected it to. Then again, we take a lot of damage from, like, absolutely everything. And we are a relatively squishy class at the moment, being the Dark Seeker.
That lost looks like trouble.
The same dude? Serious? Really the same dude? This guy's not even gonna transfer. Oh no, he did, but then he immediately got wrecked after. Oh, alright then. Anything else in there? No, they don't seem to be throwing any other items in the boss. That's a problem. Did we only get like 1k haze out of that guy? Man. Alright, well that's two things with the depths down. I never did try the slow status on any of the bosses. That probably would have made some bosses extremely easy. Assuming any of the bosses were weak to it.
Honestly, this is all we've got for available routes.
I wonder why we only so far have only got
Don't be overeager. Come back
one
immediately.
vestige for Davis there because we have like three or four skills from him actually that we're missing. Maybe they just didn't want to give them out too early. I don't think any of his were like really that fantastic though. I mean, especially not at this point, but like even back then, I don't think they were that great.
We should sit down for a little bit.
Sit down, we just got here. Eva, please. Door back over this way. Just go ahead and get marked on the map. Looks like they're finally starting
Thanks
to
for the
open
help
up
today.
the map a little bit here. Ew, doggos. Well, there is certainly more people roaming around. That didn't kill him? Those guys are getting up. I just gotta get into this area. Back. Or, I guess they are actually just dead.
I hope we find more things we can use.
Alright. Well, if they're just dead, that makes my life easy. The doggos? Yeah, no, the doggos can get out of here. Don't you want to deal with them?
You see that over there, right?
You mean this item? Yes, I did see that. Blood marker, probably good for the depths and stuff. You're done with this well.
The Lost. What's the plan?
Oh, you know, just take them out. The usual plan, really. What else we got going on here? Town
That
is
was
site
encouraging.
sacrifice
That
key
looks like
3.
something we can use.
Okay, so now we're starting to pick it up on some of the keys that we actually have to get to. That's fine. It's gonna make it take a little longer because now we got an extra 33% more keys to find, but that shouldn't make too much.
Going in. Stay out of
Oh. Yeah, auto-log in this game definitely could have been better. Could have been so much better.
Well, let's move on.
Another one of their halberds. I should have been selling those off. I've got so many of them by this point. I know you don't have that much stamina, much less to be able to take that many shots from multiple. This is kind of impressive. Alright, who we got over here?
What's that?
Don't tell me it's just this guy.
Let ourselves.
Just these two? Orc soldier, what a minute.
You're almost there. Just
Well, good thing I took Eva along with me, I guess. She's gotta make this a lot faster since she's got all this offensive magic to just spam the bosses with. Which usually hits pretty hard. Oh,
I hope we find more things we can use.
Eva making life much, much easier. That wasn't enough to get you the drop. SR pretty thick. Alright. Done with. Anything else I might have been missing over here? No? Alright. Fair enough. Where we heading at? We didn't go down this way. That vestige over there? Come on. Actually, aim at the enemies. There we go. Good job,
Do you
Otto.
see that?
This? Kirby's vestige department.
So many of them.
There we go. That's a pretty nice skill for these trials. Seriously? I know this class is squishy, but like this? That's a nice knockup attack. Man. Autolock, please. One day, just like actually, you know, like autolock, it's in the name, just like lock onto the enemies if you want. Like it shouldn't be this difficult, but autolock sometimes, man, when you cannot get it to work, it does not work out well. That really not it. Alright, well, Needless guy just destroyed everybody, thankfully. Apparently I'm controlling something right now. She's got a nice green attack right there. Not really worth like the actual rewards we're getting them out of them at this point. But it is nice to be able to just like do them, just to experience it. Got everything over there. I'm stuck in the wall somehow.
I won't complain if you pick the wrong way.
May as well grab all of our heals back. Also get my Ichor back, so that way I can start using that again. Yeah, I don't think we're getting any progress towards our skills in here. I got something they should have thrown out there. Oh, hey, by the way, you're not going to gain any better on your skills, but that's... Ah, they're standing up there. I expected that to do a bit more damage. I mean, it's not like our magic is weak by any means. Then again, we are using a weaker class. Highly doubt that would have been the key, but in case it did, that would have been annoying to have to go back again just for that. Knock him down before he can even get his shield out. Yeah, I had a feeling a few more would be around. Just one shot this guy.
Do you see that?
Yeah, there's a chest over there that I would have wanted. Give me
This better be good, right?
A spear with gifts transformation. That's... I know about that one, G. One's not looking all that great. Alright, some more bosses? Why not? Let's see how well this one does here. Well, you kind of have to hit it in order to make it do damage. At least you can land attacks, Eva. I apparently just get easy enough. You're still here? Get out of here. Yeah, we already killed the boss. I don't think I got the key from this area just yet, though, so that's probably what this is. No? Maybe I did get it already. Where are we at on the map here? Ah, we didn't go this way. Yeah, that would be it. I'm stuck on lampposts? How does this even happen? Oh, I did too much damage. I couldn't even get the drain attack off on him.
That looks like
there we go. There's the key we were missing. And give me this. Another invasion, huh? Alright, let's see what you got then. Come on. I know you got better than this. You actually looked at 2 hits. Alright, fair enough. That wasn't our, like, upgrade skill by any means, so that makes a lot more sense. I don't have any more Ichor, though, so I guess we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. You guys have so much stagger for whatever reason. Okay, Autolog, stop rolling me into the enemies now. Enough of that. So now whenever I do actually attack some conflicting venom, at this point they're so weak that it's not going to matter, but it's something to keep in mind, at least for this class for the time. That it? Figured that could have been that. Now I'm just getting staggered for days. Our classes aren't even upgraded. I should just be using the better classes. Was that the end? I figured that was at the end. I didn't say it was. That was a lot of damage. Come on, you know you want to. There it is. Give me that green tag. We already have the key. We really don't need these pickups. I should just leave them. They're for waifu simulator, though. Not that we're really gonna do any more of that. Never really felt needed. It just seemed like a more optional thing. Like, okay, you can do this, but you never needed it to, like, succeed in the game by any means. Although having access to some of the partner weapons is kind of nice. Like, I'm pretty sure Eva's bayonet might actually be the best one in the game because it inherently has tracking bullets on it. RV Mastery 103. And what does this do for me? Lightning buff? Well, we got ice buff not too long ago, so it's probably not too surprising that lightning buffs do. I imagine fire buff we'll get at some point as well. Making sure we're not missing anything over here. Okay, good. What are you doing over there? Okay. The stagger's reached. And that's the last key we need. But we may as well go check out what else they got going around here. How does the first one hit, but everything after that misses? What sense does that make? Alright, what do we got? Oh, big boy. Need a heal Eva, here you go. Oh, of course you're gonna have dogs with you. I'll make it just a tad bit more annoying. Raging old man. Oh my, so many dogs. I can't move, I'm stuck. Oh. We are focused, so we can actually inflict... Oh, Eva's just gonna one-shot her? Okay. Yep, Eva being a dark mage definitely helps. Alright, so that's that boss down. All three bosses are down. We can go ahead and do the actual boss for this area. Curious to see who they're going to use in this one, because we've already... we got the same boss, essentially, for the first two things of the depths. But now we've got something different. Now we're in the town of Sacrifice. Oh, it's just the butterfly Delaire.
That lost looks like trouble.
I see. You didn't even name it anything new or nothing. It's like, nah, it's butterfly Delaire. Really? Yeah, I deserve that one. And that was a terrible roll. Fair enough. Can't poison the boss that applies poison to me. You know, that makes sense. Time for an ice nuke. All the damage. Wow. I didn't realize I was taking that much damage from. I guess we are poisoned, so that probably doesn't do us any favors. Alright, there. I think that was like the second boss fight of the game when we originally did it, because I'm pretty sure the first one was Oliver, or maybe it was Kevin. One of those two. Anyways, that's another part of the depths down. Just keep it rolling at this point. I think we got like half of the maps done now that we got. I could be missing maps, and it wouldn't surprise me if that ends up being the case. If they, I mean, if they're just like not marking them out on the map for me, I'm not really gonna go out my way to get them.
Honestly, this is all we've got for available routes.
Alright. Misty ruins and
It's unexplored territory from here on.
how many bosses we gotta fight before the main boss now? 4? You keeping it to 3? What are you thinking? Ew, this
How's our
type of
mission
an area? We got 5 different areas to explore? Oh boy. I guess 4, considering the door is gonna be to the final boss of the areas. I'm hoping the sand effect from this area
A
isn't
fork
gonna
in the road.
come into play, but it wouldn't surprise me if it ended up doing so.
Enemy present.
Yeah, you guys still hit kind of hard. But Eva just annihilated
Find
that
something
man.
good?
Ended his whole career.
I see something.
Can I try my magic that you used? Well, it must be strong to get stuck because it hit pretty hard. Or they're just really weak to magic, which could also be the case.
What will this unlock?
We got a key out of that as well. How's electricity, dude? Definitely not as good as the other one. For one more hit cost. Okay, so they're probably weaker than one.
Let's find cover.
Go ahead and give me this. Another dagger. Oh, you're one of the shooting dudes. That's what it is. Here, hold this for me. I thought you were dead already. There we go. Give me this. More upgrade materials that we don't necessarily need at this point. Well, I'll grab them nonetheless. We're already getting titanium out of here. It feels like we were just getting iron, just like last depths, but now we're already up to titanium. We just straight up skipped over steel. Oh, well, aren't you gonna be fun to fight? Ew, and do you have the actual sand over? Dust cloud bandit. Oh. Can I poison you? I can poison you. Although I basically need to be focused in order to realistically get at the prom. He keeps running away, man. Alright, I'm focused now. Give me that back attack. That did like next to nothing in terms of damage, but I'll take it.
You're almost there.
Alright. Well, you have fun with your baby rage over there. Oh, don't roll me into him at no HP. What are you trying to do to me here, game? Alright, and we're back to full HP. You're down here. Well, yeah, at least posed more of a problem than our last couple of boss fights, so I'll take it. You're hitting us pretty hard, but we'll live through it. Yeah, it's not upgrading us at all for using these, so I may as well just switch classes. We gotta try out the Hades class. I mean, we have yet to even use it. Boost everything when our HP is low. Has ice damage while you're focused.
double-checking
Okay, so
everything?
it's essentially the same as our poison. Increase your stamina regeneration rate, just like forever. Yes, please. Tenacious Fang, increase damage dealt by drain attacks performed after a launch attack. That's probably what these guys do, if anything. What skills do we need here? Execution? I mean, we gotta try it. They're also apparently weak to blood, so that works out pretty well. Anything else we want from this? Good, and give me my dash just in case. This one also does blood. We're just scaling into blood so hard right now because that's what they're weak to. So if that's what they're gonna be weak to, I may as well have access to it. And we can use everything with this class, so now I can switch back to my blade here. That dude's still no chance.
I hope we find more things we can use.
Wow, you have 0 ichor in this class? Okay, good to know. Absolutely no. Magic, never heard of it. We're just all physical damage. Well, there you guys go. Interesting that it gives us access to those abilities, yet they're not very strong in this class. They're probably meant to be inherited for other classes.
That looks like something we can use.
Oh, I've got Leak on me, ripped to the rest of my acre. And Eva's at that rate, too. I would much rather her have Ichor than me, because she uses it a lot more effectively. Oh, you're a big one, aren't you? That hasn't stopped us before, so let's get it. You need to take out these small guys that are just chilling here, taking free shots at me. Alright, well, she took care of that one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we might be doing a little bit of damage with this class. And he's dead. We killed him before we even ran out of stamina. Oh, he dropped something that time. Give me this, whatever this is. Just more upgrade materials. Alright, fair enough. How do we... We've got 2 more areas to explore, huh? Alright. This one was the cross, and that one's the guillotine. I mean, they're like cool attacks, so like their cooldowns and whatnot are extremely short, so they're good skills. It's just this class gives them like 0 scaling, so like they basically only run off of base damage, which is still not even that bad for like how much damage they're doing. I knew we had to be missing something. Scout Vestige Part B. Part B. So presumably I missed Part B, and I actually need the Scout Vestige in order to finish off Coco's stuff. It has me attacking against the walls. Let's not say it. Give me this. Just one-handed bayonet to shoot that guy? Oh, what did I get hit by? I know that dude was kicking me, but it feels like I was getting hit by something else. I did 2300 damage. Old world materials, more waifu simulator stuff. Nah, that's good. Blood cross, still do. Absolutely. I don't know what I expect from it though. I mean, clearly this class is just made to go like all in physical damage. Doesn't mean I can't blow the dude. I go into the sand and that stopped me from being able to heal her, really? Really? Well, Eva is extremely squishy, so I'm not surprised that that ended up happening. But I would have preferred it did it, because now we got Sola or whatever. Whatever else we come across. And it was nice having some actual magic damage. Into that. We're gonna go into boss fight with that as well. That's fortunate. Hey, you are in there. 3 of you? Well, let's make sure we heal the full, man. Make sure we heal the full. And apply a blood to our weapons since they seem to be weak to that. That managed to miss like 3 different shoots. Oh, okay. We only have to kill the one main boss. Hey, we killed the boss and we got Eva back for it. We take those. So there's only the one boss and everybody else in there is considered that. Alright, fair enough. I thought they might make me have to kill all of them, which is fine, because it wouldn't have been too much of an issue based on how much damage we were doing there. But you can see where that could potentially be an issue.
That was too tight.
What do you mean that was too tight? You weren't even there, Eva. How would you know? We got one last area to go through. We got vestige, or we got the scout vestige, but it was part B. So presumably part A, I would think, would be in here if we got part B. Chemical light.
Find something good.
I think that's just for markers and whatnot. Not too concerned about that. Yeah, papaya nips and God's Harmonia Chrome, which should actually be Eva's if I remember correctly. RV Mastery 109. We went from what, like 103 to 109? So it seems like I'm missing some of these. Maybe not. Stun Web. That sounds like that could be good. Just stun enemies so they can't even move, so you could like regen all your stamina and then go and attack them without having to worry about them. Can I have this? Yeah, these guys aren't exactly a very stealthy, are they? What is this? Queen Tungsten?
Oh, is that?
Man, you're telling me I could have got Queen Tungsten out of this area much
That
sooner?
looks like something we
Come
can
on,
use.
man.
You see that over there?
I do. It's a chest. I would absolutely be taking that. So get out of my way. Black greatsword gifts. Sure. The black blade weapons are generally like all power and like no gifts really, so I'm not exactly sure why they would have a transformation on them that goes around gifts, but alright. I mean, a free weapon's a free weapon, may as well. Okay, so if we want to keep our Icar, we gotta stay on the left or on the right. Okay, there's a few dudes out here. And teleport through you. Yeah, that dude was really weak against blood. We kind of just absolutely demolished him. He had no chance. It's really all of our maps, huh? We got nothing else marked out here that suggests that part A's in here? Okay. Maybe he'll be at the final boss, maybe he'll be at the next map, I don't know, but we at least have a piece of the scout class now. I'm not sure if we actually have all the classes at this point. I mean, we are just now getting a piece of the scout class, so clearly we don't have all of them, right? But I don't feel like we should be missing too many. If any, really. There's so many classes in this game, which is cool. It'd just be nice if they were better. Oh, good. Hey, Eva, it's yourself.
That lost looks like trouble.
You don't say.
Rest.
Wistful Walker. Oh, get out of there. I need stamina. There we go. There's the stagger, except now I don't have any stamina to take advantage of it. Oh, well, now I hit focus, so now I have the stamina, so now I gotta get in there, except now she's a baby region. Where she gets damage reduction, which is great. Stamina for this, man. Why are the sandstorms so much easier to see in their alternative versions rather than the version I was actually playing originally? Come on, man. Oh, get me out of there. She's gonna start throwing AoEs back at me again? Yeah. Because I got too far away from her. Had I just stayed in range, it would have been alright. So we're not getting any more Icar, essentially, for the rest of this fight. But based on the damage we're doing, I don't think it'll matter too much. You are so tanky, bro. You know that. You are way tankier than I thought you were going to be. Although you are, like, the final boss for this area, and you're a main story boss. An alternative version of a main story boss, but a main story boss nonetheless. Alright, go ahead and sit us down here. Am I missing any more gifts? We should have almost all of them, if not like all of them. Hermes, we gotta wait for yours to turn it in order to get the rest of them. Eo's here, though, we could definitely get all yours. A Panacea Essence I should probably get. The blood as well would be good. Just to take reduced damage. If we're not gonna have Icar anyways, we may as well get the reduced damage out of it. This, we don't have any more of yours. Okay. That's all we could get out of that. Go ahead and teleport me back.
Honestly, this is all we've got for available routes.
Misty Ruins, we got Void District, and then we got the Tower of Trials.
Don't be overeager. Come back immediately.
I would not be surprised if I was missing more maps, though. Maybe I'll look them up in case I don't see them. I think there's enough here in order to do them. We also had the 3 DLC boss fights. Which, I mean, is part of the DLC, so I may as well do it. They're also probably going to be, like, a bit of a challenge if they, considering they decide to make DLC out of them. All this red light on the ground keeps making me think that there's vestiges around, but it's just the lanterns.
Hold on. The Lost.
Yeah, the Lost are here. When are they? No, you're a bit more of a concern than the Lost. Alright, you guys are starting to do a little more damage. That's kind of concerning. Got some gun parts for some more waifu simulators. Nah, I'm good.
That's pretty rare.
Queen Tungsten, we take those. We will absolutely take those. A
What could
chest
that be?
for free?
What's inside?
Black bayonet slow. Ooh, a bayonet that does slow? Now we're talking. Flame barrage. Man, that would have been helpful for the for the ice boss. Alright, well. Not to say that we didn't have fire magic before then, but it certainly seems like that would have been helpful now. Alright, where are they coming? Behind me? Of course they are.
So many of them.
would be nice if you guys like ever staggered for
You need to heal you.
Why possibly would you make me roll towards them at a time like this? Yep, missed me with that. Eva, I'm gonna let you handle that. Okay. Did that thing really attack me with blood magic while I was fighting this guy? I'm serious. Thank you. Get the doggos out of the way before they get to stun me. Although I guess these ones are doing poison rather than last time doing stun. Ow. I'm starting to run into everybody. Which is not what you want to do. Oh, I got shot by the sniper, and then I couldn't move the dodge it because he baby stunned me. Well, good to see Eva's just destroying everybody over there. Strong magics and all that. Although she's really easy to stagger, so I really can't have her get in melee range. That was a good knockback on her. Where did you just like trying to teleport on top of me? What do you think you're doing? All of you guys have so much stack resistance. I keep trying these skills, which I shouldn't be because they're really not worth it for that much damage we're not doing with it. That was a late dash. I think Eva's starting to run out of Digger here, which is a bit of a problem for us. Especially when she's bringing all of my magic support. Alright, we teleported through. Perfect. Just barely. Not even close. I am not healing. That's I'm grabbing an item. That's pretty rude. Could you not? Alright, we lived through. We lived through the trial. That's about what I could ask, but that was a bit spicier of a trial than it should have been. Mostly because I kept getting staggered for the rest of my life. Well, we shouldn't have to go through the trial again now that we actually completed it. Just hit her? There we go. Sometimes it really does not want me hitting these enemies. It should be leading us to the boss of this section of the map, but something tells me that with 192 HP and 0 heals on myself, I don't exactly want to fight this just yet. So we're gonna take our Mistle route, go back, so that way we don't run into anything, and then go ahead and heal and walk. One sec. So we teleport back, we're safe, we're all good. Although we do want to go back that way so we can actually go ahead and do that boss. It's just something about going in there with 192 HP and 0 heals and 0 acre. You know, something about it didn't seem quite right. Alright, so this is where the lost trial actually was, in which case, really, there was only the doggos in the way, unless being able to get to these guys. Which is probably why they put that trial there on purpose, to make that area more difficult. Nothing we can handle, though. I should put on actual buffs here. By actual buffs, I mean like buffs to my blade and whatnot, because if my actual damage is not going to be where I need it to be, I may as well have better
I'll keep an eye on our
attacks, better
surroundings.
physical attacks, that is. Our regen skill for sure. We have just enough vigor to make that a thing. Ew, the cannoneer again? You're gross. Alright, well, you don't have the blade bearer here this time. Ow. Okay, I can't move. I'm getting stun locked by the fire spam. Now, the Venom probably would have been good here. I don't know if he's weak to Venom, but I would imagine that he probably would. We can apply blood to our weapon, at least. See how that works. Ah, jeez. He keeps letting even AoEs under himself. Here, Eva, take this evil. I'm coming, Eva. You can't stand for the clearly, the attack that's like clearly coming for you, though. You gotta at least dodge, right? That blood guillotine does not have a lot of. Okay, so that attack goes for both of us. Interesting. Go ahead and heal me back up again. Fair enough. Alright, we healed up. We're getting in there. Yeah, the Cannoneer, really annoying. He's really tanky. His fire attacks do a lot of damage. A lot of his attacks are sneakier than what you would expect them. Which is pretty deceitful. Alright, get 900 damage there. We'll take those. I'll have a stamina, man. There we go.
I hope we find
Boy District. Some more Queen Tungsten. Man, I should have gone to the depths. Apparently the depths is like lit. I swear it's got all my final upgrade materials I actually need for my weapons and whatnot. Alright, we got everything else in this area, do we not? Yes, we do. Alright, we can just leave it there. You don't need to fight these guys again. Nice to see there's a little bit of post-game content here. Not that you can't do like New Game Plus and whatnot on this game, but a little bit extra. I didn't use anything. I guess she used a little kicker, but other than that. I imagine if we fought the Cannoneer here that the Blade Bearer would not be far behind. You're not getting to use no skills. Get out of here. Here for concentrate. I'll take them every time. I'll take them. Especially when we start getting more caster skills and whatnot. Missed an item. Oh, we're right next to the stairway. Yeah, that would do. If it's right in front of my face, I can't see it. It just is me. And ow. Wow. He's using a bayonet. He should have staggered me like that. Wow, you actually did one-shot a monkey? Jeez. Swag. Anything back here? Nope. Alright.
Enemy
I keep
below
looking
us.
around for vestiges. Because there's gotta be
Find
more
something
to
good.
it. Because we got part B of the scout vestige, so there's gotta be a part A if there's part B. In which case, gotta keep an eye out for it. There are a few more dogs roaming over here, wasn't there? Yep. Thankfully, not too difficult to dodge. The regen inducer, now that's pretty nice. Extra healing that I don't have to use. It's consumable, so it's very limited. But sometimes you just need that extra healing. Are the lights supposed to be guiding me towards the bosses? That's probably what it is. In which case, we'll leave that there for the time being and go ahead and check out the rest of the
You're a
city.
quick one.
What else?
You
we
see
got?
that over there, right?
I do. I had a feeling this might happen. Okay, you do have AoEs. I thought you had hit me with something before from range, and yeah, that would explain that. Bad time to be turned around. Bad time to be turned around. Oh, boy. Alright, and my regen skills on. Alright, we got the regen skill on now, so now this trial should go as bad now that I have a little bit sustained. Alright, you take care of him, I'll work on the rest of these guys. By that I mean, I don't have any stamina, so this is what I'm dealing with right now. No, he's like, you too squishy, get out of here. Wow, that wasn't far enough away. Oh, get me out of here. Okay, big. Alright, raging lady down. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Diva's just rolling grenades. I'm coming, Diva, I'm coming. Everything hurts. Don't touch Eva. Eva is a waifu. I can't allow it. Absolutely. Bait out some attacks right there. And get back in. One guilty. Back attack. That really did not do enough damage. Although I guess it counts as a drain attack, in which case maybe this class isn't drain school. There's still enemies coming. It didn't say we were done yet. I'll be taking that back attack. So how about a blood guilty? Oh yeah, that's some damage. That's some damage. Pure blood, nice. It's a heal plus you get, Iker. Probably things that I should have used on the final boss fight, but well. We got it nonetheless. Alright, hit up this boss fight and see what we got. We're going into it with 2 heals. Isn't it great?
What could that
Eva's also like half HP. That looks to be the blade bearer as well. Okay, so we'll go back for healing. But now that we don't have to do the trial there, we should be plenty okay to go ahead and take care of it. This should be the right way. Alright, we have our Iker back now, so now we can use our regen skill, which will
Enemy present.
surely help us in that fight. It might actually be the best skill in the game.
just...
Final Journey, I'm still convinced is a good skill. I mean, specifically for, like, boss fights, but I still feel like it's a good skill. Like, it gave me extra damage, increased my mobility to quick, in which case I was able to dodge better. I believe all of our skills get a damage increase. I'm not exactly sure by how much. It might just be like a percentage across the board. Yeah, blade barrier, as expected. Definitely get rid of this guy. But she's just gonna stand right there. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Kind of surprised they gave him a ranged guy. Would have thought they would have given him a melee. So you seem to react very quickly to melee, but not so much to ranged. That's interesting. It's interesting to see how she interacts by herself, because the only time we ever fought her before this was when she was with the cannoneer. Oh, missed time I rolled there. Eva, go ahead and have this heal. I'm coming. Take this blood guillotine. No charge attacks. Nobody said you could do that. Nobody said you get to do any form of damage. No, stop that. Blood guillotine, blood cross, and fissional attack. Another.
Just watch.
I feel like the cannoneer, based on that, was actually the problem in the fight when I fought both of those dudes together. He just did, like, so much more damage. Although the blade bearer did plenty of damage, too, in that fight. We were also, like, extremely under-leveled the first time we went in there, so I guess not too surprising. I forget that we get extra damage and whatnot once we get in low HP, so that's going to help us in our boss fights as well. I think we're still missing a key, or maybe we have them all now. Really? Yeah. I'm going the wrong way anyways, although Eva is just kind of absolutely destroying everybody in her path. I do like Eva as a partner. I don't think she's a boss character, or like a boss fighting partner that I would take in the fights. But just like running around and exploring and whatnot, she kind of just like destroys everything. But in boss fights though, when they can slap her around a bit, it definitely doesn't work out as well. Now who will we find here? It's gonna be both of you, isn't it? Of course
That
it is.
lost looks like trouble.
We might have to switch Eva out, because I don't know how well she's gonna be doing in a fight like this. Alright, so the blade bearer is definitely weaker of the two. I got caught mid-teleport first. Eva, take the steal. What? Those were already spawned. You're gonna tell me that still counted? Oh boy. Eva, I don't have any anchor yet, Eva. You can't do this just yet. Excuse you? You took my HP and then you didn't even revive my partner? Okay, now I'm getting trolled. Yeah, we might have to switch Eva out on this one. Love you, Eva, but you're a little too squishy for a boss fight like this. I'm gonna need somebody a little tankier. I think the worst part about the blade bearer in this fight is that she makes up the rage that the cannoneer won't. Like she'll stay on top of me. Like outside of that fireball attack, like the cannoneer really doesn't have like chase abilities. You certainly got the short range covered, though. Okay, alright. Yeah, Eva's a little too squishy for this fight. So we're gonna go ahead and switch her out. We'll probably just switch the Jack if that's gonna be the case. Alright, well that was our first death in the depth so far. In what, maybe like 5 of them or something? I'd definitely say this is one of the hardest boss fights in the game. Not necessarily this one in particular, but the
Wait right there.
the actual original boss fight in the fight against these two is definitely Mostly because of that very strange, like, difficulty spike because of it. Really, Jack? You're supposed to be in here taking care of the cannoneer. I'll take care of the blade barrier. Okay. Where do you think you're going? Very interesting how they just decide to randomly go after Jack. Why is that? I guess the damage skill where I gauge focus by taking damage is definitely good for this area because we certainly take a good amount of it. That's for sure. Yeah, how do I not get a back attack for that? Excuse you? What just happened? Jack? Okay. Oh, I don't think I grabbed my haste there, so like rip 700k or whatever, but that's probably only like 5 levels or something. Which I don't really think we actually need levels at this point.
Might be a bit tough the way things are.
Alright.
You're ready. Fight.
Go ahead and throw our regen skill on, make sure the dodge is off. Of course, the cannoneer shoots at me. It's not like I have a partner or anything that he can possibly focus. No, you don't have to. Because that makes sense. Well, now at least it would make sense if you were like right next to me. Oh, that was a fire AoE. Man, she just runs, huh? Heal up if she's just gonna be playing around like this. Make sure we land that dodge. Oh, where's all that dancing getting you at? Make sure I have the stamina back here, see if I can break her from that attack. Fortunately not. Rip to Jack's HP. Go ahead and throw Jack a heal here. Staggered her out of whatever she was trying to do. Surprised you didn't stagger off of this yet. You fine over there, Jack? He's fine. Hit me in here. Not really sure what went wrong there. Oh, I couldn't even punish her because the cannoneer over there. Oh, goodness, Jack. Here, have another heal, Jack. I definitely want to keep another person in here so that way they can switch aggro between me and them. As soon as we clear out one of the two, it's not going to be a problem. Like, as soon as we clear one, like, unless we just, like, throw on the cannoneer, we'll be alright. Oh, I need the heal. Oh, I need the heal.
Still have some regeneration in you.
Two, surprisingly, I do. Not much, a little. Stamina back. Alright, you're done with. That's the last of our heals. What? Oh, of course. Yeah, sure, why not? What, are you fire and ice?
Make the most of what you have.
Alright, you're moving faster than you used to. I hate that. Okay, so you left something on top of me. Type of projectile. Through another one. Make a roll on the off chance that it hits me. Okay, so if we get him in the corner and he does that attack, it will just go into the wall, is what I'm saying. We overhead. We really ended up getting hit by one of them. That was me just walking into it. Oh boy. Don't really have any more healing here.
Damn it.
Oh no, I can't heal Jack anymore. Oh boy. Wow, what the heck? Oh, okay. Really now? Alright. This fight's gonna be a bit harder than I thought it was gonna be. Maybe this fight might actually be harder than the regular Cannoneer fight because they didn't do that in that one. I was not expecting that mechanic. Okay. I mean, I can't
the
just
right
leave it
gear?
off on something like that.
You're ready.
Maybe we take the Cannoneer first. It's gonna buff up the blade dancer, but she's also a lot squishier than said Cannoneers. That's interesting. So the fire does a little bit of damage to me, but it also triggers my my focus really fast. So maybe I damage boost. Like, I intentionally take damage in order to get my focus, because my focus is going to give me my stamina back, which should make the fight easy. But more so, like, actually dodge the initial fire explosion, and then step into, like, the bait flames that leave, like, an environmental hazard. Here, take the seal jet. Yep, that hurts a bit. I healed up Jack, so he shouldn't be really close to dying. Cannoneer do be taking some hefty damage. Now she's behind me. Get my regen skill back up again. Make sure that we have a bit of heal on this. Can't get stamina to escape on light. We're able to dodge this fire AoE there. I thought she would have been aiming that at Jack, but no, they're both after me, right? Alright. You want to be like that? Then let's be like that, shall we? The more I can weaken both of them at the same time before I even kill one off, the better. This low-key feels like the Ornstein and Swag fight in that aspect, how you kill one and then the other one gets a buff because of it. Oh my, I couldn't even move. Once she hit me with that ice attack, I was just stuck in it. Oh, get out of there. Alright, well, we still have the regen skill. Oh, we didn't have enough anymore. Okay. I pressed the roll and it didn't count it. Alright, okay, yep, this is going terrible. It was going alright for a bit there, and then all of a sudden, as soon as my regen skill went off, the problem started occurring. Real quick. Oh, get me out of there. Oh, get me out. Oh, get me out of there. Well, can't regen any HP that I don't have. Oh, really? The time we knock him down and then he's inside his fire? Oh, get out of there. Oh, okay, good. We actually dodged that. Oh, that would have been so terrible had we had done. Oh, great. Yeah, somebody's clearly tankier than the other one. Of course, now you're gonna have like fire damage as well, which is not great. Alright, let's see how terribly this goes for us. Go ahead and use some pure blood here. Not exactly what I wanted to do. Oh, it even heals the bolt as well, even when we get back. So it actually, it's just straight up the worst unit swap. Okay, then. Man, she's got some chase to her, huh? I don't know how I can't get a back attack off of that, because that's like clearly, I mean, could you not seen a better back attack potential right there? Go. Oh, get in there. Oh, get in there. I don't have any more stamina. And Jack, I need a heal. Oh, don't be like that. Oh, Jack dodged it. Okay, we're good. There it is. Yeah, so that fight is probably harder than the actual fight that we did. But we also won. That was only worth 100k? Don't insult me like that. That was only worth 100K. Come on. Alright, go ahead and go back to the home base here. And I think we'll call it there for this stream. We'll go ahead and leave the rest of the depths for the next stream because, I mean, it's starting to ramp up in difficulty here, so I'm really looking forward to the DLC bosses because I imagine they're going to be a problem, which is what I'm looking for because we haven't really fought all too many bosses in this game so far where I was like, oh, okay, I really got to step back and really think about it. I mean, but that's okay though. Just see how many we got left for the next one.
This is all we've got for available routes.
Alright, so we got the Tower of Trials, and then we got Fiery Oblivion, Celestial Ice Prison, and the Eternal Abyss. Great. Alright, so we got those three left. I'll check around and see if I find any more depths things that I could have potentially missed. And, yeah, so that's what we'll be doing for next stream. When is that going to be? Not entirely sure. As always, just look out for it on Twitter. I forgot the bot again. I'm an idiot. Alright. So, we've got a Twitter, which is down there in the panels. Definitely go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. Go follow me over there so that way you guys can stay up to date on the streams here. As the streams are a little bit all over the place now, just moving, selling the house, etc., etc. So, yeah, it's going to be a little all over the place for the time being. That just is what it is. We also have our YouTube link down there in the panels as well. Definitely check that out. That's an archive of all our Twitch streams. So if you're just checking in, we've got basically all the Resident Evil 0 through 8, as well as Code Veronica and Revelations 1 and 2. If you're liking the Souls-like content here with Code Vein, I've got Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Bloodborne, including all the DLC where we end up beating all the bosses. I've got Elden Ring as well, a full complete playthrough on that. A bit of a long series for sure, but if you like Elden Ring, then by all means, definitely go check that one out. If you like some of the lighter stuff, a little more lighthearted, we've got Pokemon Shining Pearl as well as Legends of Arceus, so definitely, if you're a Pokemon fan for sure, definitely go check those out. We picked I would say, relatively unique team to Pearl, at least compared to what I normally would have had. Legends of Arceus, we also picked a unique team, because every time I play a Pokemon game, I try and mix it up a little bit, at least as much as the gen allows me to. You know, if it's like second, third gen or whatever, you know, you can really only mix it up so much, at least for the starting stuff. Not to say you can't dump them and get new ones later, but then you gotta XP farm them and whatnot, which through various other means probably won't be too bad, but playing it legitimately, shall we say, that's a lot of extra time and whatnot to put into it. So, but yeah, we got plenty of stuff on there. We've got probably about almost 700 hours now of streaming. So yeah, definitely plenty of content over there. Also in the panels below is our Discord. Definitely go ahead and join that if you want to. Again, similar to Twitter, another area where you can stay updated on what games we're going to be playing, what time we're going to be streaming. You can throw game suggestions in there, pretty much anything, really. There hasn't been, like, any problems, in which case, until we run across those, I mean, there's not all too many rules in there. So yeah, that's generally how we're going to be doing it. I want to say we'll be able to stream tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure the time, as per usual, because people can just schedule to see the house whenever they want, so it's hard to make a schedule around that for the time being. But I'll try and sneak one in. As to when, good question. Just watch for it on Twitter. If you're gonna join Discord, I'll just like add everyone and make it into like the announcement sections and whatnot, so that way everybody will be aware of it. And yeah, that's the general idea of it. So we've got one, maybe two more Code Vein streams in us, depending on how hard the DLC bosses are gonna end up being. If it's gonna get to a point where like they're just too grindy or whatever, like sort of like how with the original Cannoneer fight, where I basically had to double my levels to make it a realistic attempt against the boss, then maybe we'll think about it more. But I at least want to look at them. I gotta see what they look like. So yeah, that's the general plan. That's what we're sticking with. Appreciate everybody for coming out. You guys have a good day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is for you guys. And we'll see you tomorrow sometime for some Code Vein. See ya.